What up, YouTube? It's your boy Detroit Love with another video. Hey, check this out, guys. Without this coin box, you just playing arcade. With this coin box, you got a real arcade in your house. Real authentic arcade experience. Looky, looky. We got a cookie. Oh, that's heavy. That is a real door. It's all that to keep it safe, huh? Something else in there. Could be some screws and mounts. There's power. Looks like there's the screws. All right, so this is everything that came in the box, which is I think they would have a template in the box and some instructions, but they don't. But so it comes with the wiring, so you can make it a button on your keyboard or control panel. Some mounting screws, some extra ends in case you jack up something. Look like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mounting areas. So I should have 6 of these, which I do. And 6 of these. Got keys to the door. This thing is nice and heavy. Can't wait to get this buddy installed. Let me go online. This is 2018, almost 2019. People don't have to print anything anymore, so right? It's paperless. So let's go to xgaming.com and find these instructions for installation. I would think they would have a video as well, but you know, everybody don't think the way we all think. Power cords mounted at the top there. There's your locking mechanism. And let's find out what's next. So a quick look on the Arcade or xgaming.com website. I find this cutout is 10 by 7 rectangle, and this little instructions here, but it leaves a lot to the imagination. So when I am unfamiliar with something, I like to experiment on something that's not permanent. So that's my board, which I pulled out, but I cut this cutout in this cardboard box first so I can see what has to happen. So see that power cord has to go through there, and this fits onto it just like that. Put that there, and then screw these bolts in, and that will lock that in somehow. Seems like it leaves a lot of room for movement though. It doesn't seem to go down any further. So in testing with the cardboard is a little thinner, but this still is not very thick, so we may have to put some wood support to keep this door in place. But one note I wanted to make, we're going to have this as the front of the cabinet. This is going to be the back. so that's going to get torn up there. But you want to make note of these notches in this wood here. This is the bottom. So as you're measuring, figuring out where you want to put the door at, make sure this is on the bottom.
Okay, so this is what I decided. I decided that this board is 18 by 18. This insert, or a cutout, is 7 by 10.
Right, so 5.5 from that way, 5.5 from there, and 3.5 from the top.
This is where the cutoff is. I'll draw a line there. And like on this side, if I do 6.5, the notch will be about right here. 6.5. We'll be right there. So, let's just test that theory. This should be, that line should be 5.5, that's right. And this line, that line's 5.5. There you go. Right. So then this box will fit in 10 inches down. And since I don't have 10 inches to go down from here, what am I going to do? So, up. This needs to be 10 inches. Down to here. This should be 10 inches. And this should be 7 inches. From layer to layer. That should be where our box is cut out. Close enough. All right.
Just a pro tip here, which I didn't think of to afterwards. If you drill a hole in each of the 4 corners, it makes cutting this out much simpler and faster. When you are cutting this out, cut on the outer edge of the square that you drew. It makes a huge difference. Otherwise, you'll come up a little short like mine does, and the box won't fit in. You'll have to trim it up. Also, this part that falls out here, this board, you can use this to slice it up. So at this point, I will go up and cut those into strips, and then you can use those strips to allow your door to be mounted instead of having to use what I use, and that's a secondary piece. You don't need any additional material if you use that dropout piece and slice it up to give you the thickness you need to take the place of these boards here that I'm cutting up. So this piece here, this is actually 3 8.5 by 11 cardboard boards. I have 3 stacked on top of each other and cutting them. And what I would discover later is that I only needed 3 sides. I didn't need one of these smaller sides because the board that exists in the arcade cabinet will be the support for the top of this. So here I just put the board in to test it, see how it's going to fit, make sure the thickness was correct, because once you put this in the cabinet, you want to know exactly what you are dealing with. And I'm just showing here that you plug in these wires, the white one to the top, the green one to the third micro switch there. And I originally tried to fit this board into the arcade with this mounted. That is not possible at all. So you have to slide this board back in and then put the door on. So here we go. The camera's a little off, but you just simply slide it in there and stick it in and go to the top or go behind the back and start your mount. Okay, so as you can see here, I got the white button. There's 3 prongs here. This first one, that's the ground. This normally closed, normally open. White cable into the ground and the green cable into the third position. That cable runs up. I just mount it with some sticky tape just so it's not getting pinched or anything by the doors. So that wire comes up here, and I just took one of the extra joystick or button, the extra button cables that come with your kit, and I just plugged that straight in. You see though, it doesn't really matter. I just kept the white with the white and the green with the blue, and I just plugged it in there. And so then you just go to the normal joystick button configuration in the main menu. So you just configure the inputs, and then you just do it the way you normally do, but when you get to the select option, instead of hitting this button, you just drop a coin in, and that will program that. Now this is for having this be a strictly coin operated machine. No buttons to, none of these buttons currently work to allow you to put credits in. Okay, so now your coin door is installed. We have 0 credits, and let's put a quarter in. And they have a couple of different doors out here. I like the one that has 25 cents in red. Oh, that's dark. All right. There you go. See that again. And again, if we went here, we can see what type of settings were available for this particular game. There's coinage. Let's see if free play works. So we'll back out. Say for this core. Successful. Let's reset this. Let's back out. Quick menu. Resume. Reset. It's on free play. Let's hit start. So you could have a menu set up where you had all the free games in one menu set, or game collection, and as long as people stayed in there, it would be free, and if they wanted to go somewhere else, they would have to put quarters in. So those are your options without having a dedicated button for coins. So unfortunately, there's no one setting you can change, allow it to have free play. So without putting a coin in, you're kind of limited to what your options are if you don't have a dedicated button for inserting coins. So some of your options would include this. So in this case, there's no button that gives me coins, okay? But I can do this. I can hit the Y button and the hotkey button. I can go down to options, and if I go down to coinage, there's certain options that are available for certain games. In this case, this is regular Galaga. For some reason, if I put it on free play, it locks up. It flips the screen over and it won't play at all. So best I can do with this one, if I want to, a person will have to put as many coins in. I can put 1 coin equals three coins. So if I quit out of here, if I put a quarter in, do I have a quarter? Yes. If I put a quarter in, let's close this up. I can have it give 3 credits. Okay. So you saw Miss Pac-Man allowed you to do free play. The Galaga Speed allows you to do the same thing, but for some reason the built-in Galaga, something's wrong with it. So here it says 0 credits, but if I hit the player 1, it inserts some credits, and then if I hit again, it'll play. So that's set up again by hitting the Y button and start button, go down to options. So again, unfortunately I can't set it up for each one time and have it set up. See there, it's set up for free play. But I can't say do this for every. So I'll just switch that back there, back up. If I say override core, it's still not going to change that for every game. This is FB alpha, so certain things will be affected by that, but it won't be every game. So let's say I go to, let's back out of this. Come on, Pac-Man. All right. Start that up. If I go to the Y and the hotkey, go down to options. So you see here, I don't have any options for coinage. So each game works differently. So in this case, resume, I'm going to need to put some credits in, quarters in, otherwise I'm not going to play it. So let me get another quarter. So again, short of having a dedicated button, you're going to have some limitations on what games can play without a quarter. And one more thing, you need to have a tray to receive your quarters. So we're about using what we have. So we use our tray that we used to use to cover up the buttons, the under cabinet. That's not needed for that, so we can just Velcro that in place and it will receive your quarters just fine. It's the perfect height to go under that coin mechanism, and you are good to go. You see the Velcro there, it's on the door, it's also on the side cabinet there, and that just keeps those wires out of the way. So that does it. I hope this helps you get your door installed. And make sure you subscribe so you can keep up with the latest and greatest on the Arcade1up mods. Until next time, I'll see you on the web.